Hey there, everybody. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included episode 34, which originally streamed live on Twitch. So this rocket, the way I want to design it with like 5 research modules and then the command module, will require just shy of 700 kilograms of steam. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Bulls can't get in there. I think you're right. I think it's vol-proof. Also, one of the reasons why it's a closed system. And there it is. We've got the steam engine built. Very pretty. So on the flip side over here, I'm going to build a permanent ladder. And then all these ladders in the middle are going to be removed, because obviously they're going to be in the way. So we can remove those ladders from the sides and sort of, you know, get them out of the way. I haven't had meteorite strikes in a while, which I'm sure I just cursed myself and I'm about to get one. But yeah, we have a steady supply of water supplied by pumps. So I don't really have to worry about running out of water for the steam engine. And then as soon as we get a little bit more steel, I will be adding additional research modules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it might not fit. I might have to go with like 2 or something. I don't know. We'll see. I didn't really plan out how many tiles it would require, but 5 would be ideal. That way you only have to go to an asteroid once to fully research it. Also to note, everything here gonna get absolutely cooked. In fact, if you left things like gold amalgam down here, it would be quite possible that not only would cook, it would melt and become liquid and then re-solidify, so that's something that you might want to consider. If you're referring to gantries, I'll be adding the gantries in later, once I have the modules set. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to get a full 5 here, unless I nudged this lower, but I'm not going to. So we'll go with the 3 research launch. That's the majority of the science, unless it can fit, but obviously each additional research module costs me additional steel, which makes the whole thing more expensive, so I do think that I have time. Maybe I'll ask you all. So if I did, that's 3, 4, 5. I don't quite have enough for a command module. So, question for you all. Do you want my first launch to be a maxed out 5 research module? Yes or no? What do you guys think? If yes, what I would need to do is I would need to just dig a little bit deeper to make room for the steam engine. If no, I'll launch with like 3 or something. Whatever I have room for. The launch platform I think is DLC only. I don't even know what you're talking about. Here I only have gantries, so you know. Launch platform? Yeah, that's Latin to me. Right. I don't care either way. I have plenty of time to do a maxed launch, or we can do a scaled back launch. It's up to you. So sweep only. And liquefiable. Nice. Sticking ice in the in here, might as well. Looks like the Yays might be winning this. We'll see. There's still a lot of sweeping and cleanup to do before it matters. Oh, brownout. Am I truly browned out? Like, have I not? Yeah. This is true brownout. I have too many 9s, and my coal generator's browned out completely. I do, however, have enough natural gas to start running the natural gas systems again. So as soon as I have a little bit of power to prime to start running natural gas, I'll get that going. There we go. We already got the coal delivered. And here is... natural gas back online. It almost overpressurized, but hadn't quite. All right, looks like, I'm just going to call this poll. Looks like the Yays are going to win. So you do want it maxed. So let me hide that. Destroy this. And let's build it sort of backwards. Right, so we're going to want a command module here. And then research one. What is that? How many high? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then my rocket gets put down here. And I can leave a little overhead for wiggle room. So obviously there's going to be a lot of heat that blasts through this, but that's totally fine. I don't know if this is going to get damaged as a result of the blast, but we'll see. Keep an eye on it. I'm actually going to dig a little lower than I need to, and then I'm going to seal it up with a roof to remove the debris underneath. That way I don't have to sweep anything. So let's... I'm actually going to temporarily cancel all tasks so I don't have to resweep and dig like that. And let's get this liquid out of the way. Oh, that's like part of the base. It's going to pool here where the water is, so I guess that's fine. So technically, we're venting our atmosphere in our base to space now because of this hole here. That's how close our starting location was to space, which is absurd. But we'll be patching that shortly. So you, my friend, are very, very stuck, Chemo. I'm gonna try to bail him out. Come on. Come on. Deliver. There we go. Oh, he fell asleep. Okay, whatever. He's asleep. It's also a way to bypass the space dock, but so far, no one has. Because it doesn't really connect yet. You, I am going to unequip suit and sweep that suit out of the way. Alright, in this spot, I'm going to cap it so that I separate out the... Here, maybe stop doing that. I'm going to cap it so that I separate it out so that it's not combined anymore. So I'll put a stopper here. There. So now the only way to get to the dig here is to go through the space dock. By design. And then once we dig out a vertical column, I'll put insulated tile so that we can, you know, try to prevent some of the ridiculous amount of heat that will inevitably generate. But again, it's sort of a single-use space dock, so I don't really care about the environmental ramifications, let's call it. That doesn't really much matter to me. As you can see, I spilled crazy amounts of ethanol all over the base. If I was worried about the sustainability of my building projects, I wouldn't be spilling crazy amounts of ethanol all around the base. So, yeah. Gotta understand my concerns, right? I will sweep that up, though. Wow, there's a lot of it, too, isn't there? Kellyan's like, popped eardrums. Man, that is hyper-pressurized carbon dioxide. Okay, we're almost done. You're still sweeping. Or mopping. Kind of feel bad. I'm going to open this back up to allow them to dump it. Because if I don't open that back up, they're just going to dump it on the floor over here and it'll cause just another mess. Don't want that. So we had another strike up top. This steam is almost 200 C, so it's not like it's about to recondense. Yeah, there is a bit of the water line that this passes through. It's insulated. It's obviously not built with a perfect insulator, but it should be fine. I don't expect there to be issues with it. All right, We've made it so that we can actually mop this now. It was previously too much liquid. That was a bad leak. But at least it's cleanable. There we go. So now we're actually cleaning it. Good. Alright, so this is where the engine's going to go now. Some of this igneous is going to need to be removed. But you'll have your full 5 research space dock. Man, that is like Sisyphus, right? Trying to like infinite mop. That's no fun. I'm also going to sweep it up and put that stuff where it belongs. Do a little bit of tidying up because I think I have plenty of time to get these projects done. I don't think they're urgent. And the amount of steel that I have... Oh, we're waiting on refined carbon now. So let's get another batch of that. What type of rocket engines are there? So there is steam ones that really only get you to the edge of space. They don't really get you very far. And then you eventually get up to ones that burn petroleum, and then the super good ones, which they burn liquid hydrogen. Making liquid hydrogen is rather challenging, but everything else in rocketry is not that tricky. Liquid hydrogen needs to be super hyper cooled down to become a method to which you use it as for propulsion. And liquid oxygen is another one that you can do. So liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen rockets are sort of the end tier, and then steam is the starter tier. To get to the edge of space for that like edge of space win, you would need the liquid hydrogen though. So to get out this far, it's best rockets only. So here we go. Steam engine. Let's see, I'm going to put that here. It's going to be a little weird to work with the gantry with it in this location, but it should be fine. Give puppies a treat. Don't mind if I do. Hey, Yoda. Hey, buddy. There you go. No, more ice. Sure. Yep, so far my batch water filter has not failed. I have no germs in my pool of water there, so success. Oh my god, there's so many critters. Smash the eggs. Smash all eggs. We have a bunch of trapped carbon dioxide that once I dig this out here, it will be able to... Oh, well, we're going to spill some of the liquids. But it will be able to free flow... Where is this water coming from? Did I... Oh, no, it's just overflowing. It's expanding and overflowing. Alright, well, we're going to have a cleanup day today, because I made a mess. I think another way to clean this up is to just add volume to its container. So it stops expanding and stops overflowing. What liquid is this? It's ethanol. It's a mix of ethanol and water, to be more precise. Right, that's enough. There. Now it will stop overflowing and going everywhere. some of the water got into the ethanol, but it's not water that I plan on using. I don't need it. Oh man, but I added so much more sweeping tasks to myself. My poor dupes are like, dude, you're a slave driver, and they would not be wrong. Extremely avoidable, and I didn't avoid it. Technically, the water was there first. Yep. I did drop the ethanol in. A little bit more steel like at the command module, and then a little bit more steel like at the gantry. Right on. Does look like my salt and rust are rather low, but the backup tanks for rust is doing okay. I just might need to dig up some extra rust to keep that lack of oxygen wall from hitting me. Let's see. Yep, I'll just dig that up. And dig this up. I gotta be careful because this is outside my airlock, my water lock, and this is inside. So I want to keep those two things separate. But I suppose what I could do is stick a ladder in here and floor tile here. And just make sure I'm careful where I dig, leaving alone the bleach stone. So everything has been mopped up. And I'm going to spend a day just sweeping it up. I want to try to remove all the mess that I sort of accidentally made so that the base isn't ugly. I want to pass the finish line with something pretty. I hope you all understand. So now with these teeny little ladders, we'll be able to build the research modules. And I do indeed have enough steel. Nope, I guess I don't. I do and I don't. So I have enough steel for the command module, which will be gantry fed. So there's my little gantry. And this thing is going to need to be hooked up to, and I'm sure I'm going to break it at some point, but hooked up to automation and also power. But most of the research modules are already in. Sweet. And that giant mess is mostly cleaned up. The other thing I need to do is probably airflow here. And the rust shortage got solved. I'm pushing towards a salt shortage, but I don't think it will be a problem before I finish, so I'm not that worried about it. So the gantry allows you to gain access to the it allows you to gain access to the command capsule so that your astronaut can actually enter the command capsule, but then you have to retract the gantry so that it doesn't get destroyed when the rocket blasts off. Because the rocket does not care what it collides into. It will just destroy everything. All the gantries that you connect to it. So keep that in mind. Well, my high priority sweep up definitely hasn't made a whole lot of headway. Or it has, but there's just so much to sweep up, it takes a while. I think is more accurate. Now, it's a little weird to have the gantry on the right side because it requires a really, really, really long commute for whatever astronaut's going to blast off here. But that's fine. I don't mind a long commute. And then we're going to want to peel back the ladders as well. Spring cleaning is a big job? Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. I got one filthy base. Hey, Bad Weather Alchemy. What, you did watch the zombie guy clips on YouTube, though? Have you been enjoying the guy series? I've been having a lot of fun. A blast, in fact, but, sort of curious how other people feel about it. I don't get a ton of feedback. Just snippets of feedback here and there. There we go. May the sweeping commence. Most of the stuff has already been swept. And we're getting the bulk ethanol now, pulling it out. I am not going to spoil anything about things that have yet to air on YouTube. I hope you understand. So questions about things that I streamed but have not yet aired, I leave unanswered. So here, gantry pull, gantry send. Easy peasy. I just have to remember to remove the gantry when it's time to launch, or bad things happen. One could even have a gantry bridge over the rocket so that you can go left to right. You know, like one here, that you pull back so you can travel left to right, and then when it's time to launch, you get the gantries out of the way. I'm not planning on doing that, but you could. Just letting you know. It's probably not a safe time to be out here, miners, but whatever. I live dangerously. So how's the oh yeah. Natural gas is, all the tanks are full, and the chamber is somewhat pressurized up to 3 out of 5K. And the generator's idle because we have all the power we need. So is this, yeah, so the rust bins are kind of running low. Once we're done sweeping, mining out this rust will be what we work on next, and that should help to remedy some of our rust lack. So at this point, I'll just set these all to 7s. All the sweeping. Sure, more berries. Less farming that I need to do. And Thor leveled up. So Thor, I'm going to give you improved carrying so you can help haul more stuff around. You'd be a good sweeper. In fact, I'm going to make you a tidier supplier and store instead of builder because you have more skills for tidying, supplying, and storing. You're a janitor, Thor. Oh, wow. This is getting so hot, it's starting to get destroyed. Or maybe it's just... No. I think it just... I don't actually know why that got damaged. But I'll repair it. I think it was this strike somehow damaged it, but I'm not sure why. Or alternatively, no, it wasn't liquid that went to steam in that pipe, because that pipe is empty. I don't know. But the rocket is done, right? So at this point, I need to set a destination. I need to assign an astronaut, and then we'll be ready to launch. So let's get the rest of this regolith dug up. In order to assign a destination, you just pick one, and you would need the correct amount of fuel and all that. So that's what we'll be doing in a moment. I guess I could start adding fuel now. Why not? So taking a look, we have our superheated steam being sent to the steam engine. And I will also say that my need for steel doesn't exist anymore. I think we're done. So need for lime and fossil crushing is also done. And then the max here I'm going to set to 700. And we're just going to shove steam in this until it maxes out. I also probably need a flush valve, which I'll set up later because I don't really care. But essentially, there needs to be a space for me to vent out the steam that I'm not using when this steam engine fills up. Because otherwise, the steam will phase change from steam, eventually it'll lose enough heat, phase change back to water, and damage all the pipes. Not something that you want to do. Really? One dig? Seriously? One dig? Here, let me open up the gate, the doors. And that will allow a shorter path to get there. Does that happen in a vacuum? Yeah, it would. Because there's not really a perfect vacuum. And there is still plenty of steam in that chamber. But I can add more water if I want. The only thing is I have to make sure that the steam stays hot enough to not phase change on me. That's the only important thing. This should be swept. Actually, this doesn't even matter. Nothing there is gonna melt, I don't think. The temperature of regolith melting point is probably not going to be obtained by blasting a little steel on it. But this should be destroyed. So, one thing I do need to do is to have someone be able to become an astronaut. So, Kelvin, I believe that would be you, given that you have the astronomy. Congrats on your promotion. I set it to a really low priority because I don't want him jumping in it yet. In fact, I could just unassign it for now. So what is our fuel up to? It is refueled about a third or so. We have about a third of the steam fuel that we need in order to launch. And my doors are force closed. So one thing that I want to do, watching my forced... Oh, yes. Look at my power grid. Struggling to deal with that power surge. With that high demand. Immediate high demand. All coal generators on. All nat generators are on. Very helpful that I have both coal and natural gas to be able to deal with when there's all of a sudden a really, really high demand for power. Let's go back to high priority sweeping because a lot of this rust needs to get put into storage, or I'm gonna not be breathing oxygen anymore. And just keep fueling. Ah, give the hat? Yes, let's give the hat. Rocket navigation. I'm also going to undock one of these suits so that we can use this suit to as a atmo suit for the command capsule if we need it. I'm not sure that we do, but I only have one reed fiber, so it's not like I have spares. I'm going to use the switch override here so that the doors don't open back up once the strikes end, because I don't want this hot regolith landing on my rocket. Not that the rocket's that delicate, I just would rather do the digs ahead of time. And when this turns green, I know that it's clear. I suppose I could have some sort of alarm system if I wanted to, but that's good. Alright, we're just about half fueled. And there's still plenty of steam in there. No problem. The rust supply has been resupplied. Salt's running a little low, but I don't know. I think we'll be alright. If it really becomes a problem, I can go down here and dig up this salt spiral. I can do a little bit of it now, I guess. Wouldn't hurt. When you land on another place, you don't actually go there. Like, your rocket just gets sent and then comes home with research or cargo, depending on the modules that are built. So you don't actually travel. It will make a lot more sense when you see me do it for the first time. But it's not an actual traveling thing. It's imaginary. Yeah, it's all simulated. Exactly. My first launch. So what it's saying here for the launch is I currently don't have enough fuel to go anywhere because I haven't fully refueled it. And once I get enough steam in this engine, I'll be able to actually do the launch once I also remove the ladders and the like. But we're in the middle of another strike, so it's going to be a minute. Yeah, if you have spaced out, there's actual travel, but there's no travel here. As I've got the nice, big, bold letters in the title saying no DLC. Hard to miss. So is the natural gas overpressurized? Yeah, it's going to get overpressurized pretty soon. So one of the things that you could do if you wanted to... Oh, ceiling collapse. That's not good. That wasn't so much ceiling collapse as they got hit. It's a bad time to be mining, but I live dangerously. We're closing in on our steam. Getting pretty close. So I'm going to open up the doors again. My boiler is about 200 C. So not much of an issue with with running out of heat. I introduced a little bit more water to put more steam in it. And this is closing in on the 700 mark. So pretty soon I'm going to want to stop, flip the signal switch and stop sending more steam. I could have that automated. I could, what I could do is I could read metered or whatever, but I'm just doing it all manually because I honestly don't really care. But if you really, really, really want to do, what you could do is you could do a gas meter and to measure how much throughput, but it's only water, right? So it doesn't really matter if it if I waste some. Got plenty. Let's see if that's enough. Oh yeah, there it is, 700. Hit our mark. So if this is correct, we can set a destination. We have enough fuel. We don't have enough fuel to go out too far, right? Too far for this rocket to the oily asteroid. But we can set a destination to the carbon asteroid by double-clicking. And at this point, all we need to do is select an astronaut, Kelvin. Set this to 9, so Kelvin actually goes and gets in there. I'm going to start analyzing more of the stuff that's out there to analyze. So here, this oily asteroid has petroleum, crude oil, carbon monoxide, methane. That's the kind of stuff that you can collect if you had cargo, liquid gas, and solid cargo. Here comes... No, that's Thor. This is Kelvin. Retract. Oh boy. Oh boy. And launch. So yeah, there's obviously a lot of steam and water, and that's why I capped it here. There it goes! And there it goes. We got a launch. Colony achievement. Boom! Space race. Done. Launch your first rocket into space. Rock on, man! We did it. And what ends up happening here is, here, let's start analyzing that. Is the launch will take almost 3 days, 2.7 cycles. We'll do the 5 research modules, fully analyzing that asteroid that we launched to, and then we get home. And then we get home, we can use the research from those research modules to then, if you take a look at the research tree, see this new orange research that we have? We use the new orange research in a virtual planetarium to convert space research missions into more research for the science tree. But of course, Kelvin is our astronaut and our researcher, so he has to do both. But what that means is if I wanted to unlock more space science, I would need like a virtual planetarium in order to do that, which I can demonstrate once he gets home. So here's a virtual planetarium. I'll stick it there, because why not? And then I am going to put storage here. It's not exactly next to it, but whatever. One thing that I should actually consider, hold on, before I put that down, is power consumption. So both these lines are on 2k watt load. This line here has a little bit less of a demand, so it might be good if I put my research planetarium on this line. Oh, wow. On this line instead, because there's more power available commonly, which means my planetarium would be like here or something. So let's do that. Let's retrofit whatever this ugly room was and make a planetarium instead. Now, another kicker is, and my current space scanners don't account for this, is when the rocket comes back, the bunker doors are going to need to be open, regardless if there's a meteorite strike or not. So I'm probably going to have to change my automation wires to account for that, so that I can override the space scanners. So when the space scanners are detecting incoming objects, I can go, you know what? I don't care if there's incoming objects. I get to manually control it. So instead of an AND gate, I'm going to have an OR gate. And this little room here, it's gonna be my little planetarium. The virtual planetarium is in there. We'll put in some art. I don't know, I can't even reach up there. And storage. The storage is for things that we turn into research. So we'll get that going. I'm actually going to have multiple gates. I'm going to have an AND and OR gate. So this will be a little ugly, but that's fine. So it will be these scanners, and this scanner. So this first switch is like, do I listen to the scanners or not? And then the second switch is an override switch. So I can ignore the scanners, or I can override the scanners completely. So that's a... Nope, that should be an OR gate. Probably not that elegant, and there's better ways to do it. But whatever, it will work. That's all that matters. So we'll get that built, so that when the rocket comes back, I can force the doors open, you know, no matter what. And then another thing that we could do is lights. So like a ceiling light here to just accelerate the research process. How's the mission going? 2 days. So here's the overriding, because I hadn't switched it. And here's the other override, so there we go. So if I flip this one, even if strikes are coming in, we open up the doors, and then this one allows me to toggle whether or not I listen to the scanners at all. I built it, whatever. It's not correct, but it works, so I don't care. Alright, so we'll keep that closed. We'll actually keep it closed until the thing is going to land, and I'll just operate it manually. So there's our planetarium, and then once the research trip returns, I'll have things to put into this storage bin that are like research items. Ooh, no. Construction. There we go. And digging. Nice. All right, so at this point, what the switches are is basically, yes, listen to the scanners. And then when the launch is incoming, I will flip the second switch, which is no matter what, stay open. Wow, my food is dropping faster than I thought it would, so let's gristleberry up some more. I'm at maximum hatch pop. We are done moving all that ethanol that leaked everywhere, and we had to tidy up, so that's cool. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Badlands, which originally streamed live on Twitch March 31st. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that this series has since ended, and it was also casual without backseat gaming allowed. If you'd like to catch live streams of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream of some other game. Farewell.